Hello everyone, this is Pizzscn here, and today I'm actually going to be doing a quick video. I already did kind of announce this in my previous video, which is currently saving at the moment. But there's actually a new software update available right now for version 3.1.3 for iPhone and iPod Touch users, and it doesn't look like it's much, but it does actually look like a worthy upgrade or update. As in, let me see, right off the top of my head, I can remember that it has a some sort of thing with the iPhone 3GS battery status that makes it more accurate. And there's something with the Kana, I think it's Kana keyboard, that if you are someone who uses that, chances are you probably experienced a lot of crashing, like a lot of the applications that you have crashing with that keyboard. Apple has apparently resolved that, and there's one more that I can't remember what it is. I think it's just bug fixes is the last one, like, you know, just minor bug fixes or something like that. So, yeah, I did actually have a chance today. My friend does have an iPhone 3G, which, as you know, those phones, I have to say, are probably one of the slowest smartphones I've ever used. I did actually use it a little today just to see what all kind of games he had, and I have to say, he didn't really seem to notice this, but he thought the reason for this is because when he upgraded, he lost his jailbreak, but. Or no, wait, hold on. He did obviously lose his jailbreak because, you know, that happens to everybody. But I did seem to think that his iPhone was really fast after that. When I used it to see what all games he had, I thought it was actually really fast, and it weren't, like, you know, the whole flipping through the home screens was not very laggy in any way. It was very, very smooth, very, you know, very, very nice, very smooth. So, I think that it might have some performance improvements too, which could be the case. And as far as compatibility goes, it's available for every single iPhone and iPod Touch model. Once my video is done saving, because that tends to use up like every single bit of RAM we have when it's doing that, saving memory of a movie file to something. But once it's done doing that, we will go right on ahead and update. I'm currently running 3.1.2 on here, so sorry this is a long intro. I'll probably have a lot of stuff edited out, but yeah, let's do it. Alright, so just one more quick little thing before we go ahead and start the download process. If you've never actually upgraded or updated your firmware on your iPhone or iPod Touch yet, it's really quite simple, and it's mostly automatic. It might ask you to do one or two things, but it normally is purely automatic. But some stuff you are going to need, obviously, is the three obvious things is an iPod Touch or iPhone, your sync cable, and a computer with iTunes installed. Those are the obvious things. But some other things you might want to consider getting, just because firmwares are generally pretty big files. It might just be a good idea to consider getting yourself some sort of a external storage device, such as a USB flash drive. This you can also, I mean, this one here is a 4 GB. This one's pretty much for school. This one is an 8 GB. That's pretty much personal stuff. But you might just want to get another one to maybe add to your little keychain of flash drives if you have one like I do, for stuff like iPhone firmware updates, because these can be pretty large files, and you don't want a lot of firmware on your, like a bunch of firmwares on your computer if they're going to be big files, right? Because that'll take up space, a lot of space, because it'll add up, obviously. So, you know, I mean, seriously, just get yourself, like, these things have gotten so cheap over the past, you know, literally over the past year. Each and every year, these things get really, really cheap. I got this 8 GB one for about, like, maybe $30 last year. I bet it costs maybe half that now, so, at, like, Walmart or places like that. So just, you might want to consider getting yourself a little, flash drive to, put your firmwares and other stuff of this nature on. Might be a good idea, so you might want to consider that. Okay, so it's finally time to begin the download process of this thing. So, the first step obviously is to take your iPhone or iPod and just plug it in. Oh, just plug it in to your plug-in or your dock or whatever. Yeah. And then iTunes should automatically open up on your computer. And once iTunes is opened, what you're going to want to do is let it back everything up first. For A, because it'll if you go ahead and update it while it's backing up, it'll probably go a little slow while it is backing up, so you know, the slower the worse. And B, because if something were to go wrong in the update process, and that's very unlikely, but you might need to do a restore if something does go wrong. So if that were the case, you'd lose all your stuff. So just let it back it up first, and once it's done backing up, we will proceed on to the next step. Alright, so here we go. Okay, also something to be aware of: if something starts downloading, like this keynote here, which will take approximately 2 hours, if something like this starts downloading, what you're going to want to do is go ahead and let's see, where is it? Maybe right click download. No. What you do is you right click on the actual thing that's downloading and you click delete, and then you go ahead and hit remove, and then it'll stop downloading, and then it'll continue backing up your iPhone or iPod. And all that download would do is it would just delay. It would just make the process of downloading it even longer, because the firmware would have to wait for that 2 hours to be up, and then it could start downloading the firmware, which would take another 30 to 45 minutes. So make sure that you do that. I will not be recording the screen like this. I will actually be using Hypercam for this. I would use Cam Studio, which is that blue thing right there, but the sound goes out of sync much more quickly than in Hypercam. I know Hypercam's quality isn't all that good, but I figured out a way to I just like Hypercam a little better. I like the way it works and I like the way it looks and feels and everything like that. So yeah. So just wait for it to finish backing up completely. Wait till this says it is safe to unplug your device or something like that, and then we can go ahead and start. So yeah. Okay, so the syncing is done. If you are going to, now will be the time to plug in your external media, like your external form of storage, if you wanted to. I think there actually might be a way to set it up to actually install it somewhere. If there is, I will be installing it to my hard drive, which is that thing. Yeah. But it is now officially time to switch to screen recording mode. So here we go. And again, just a little disclaimer. I think well, the audio is not going to be very good, because this is the only way I can do my my microphoning. I literally have to talk directly into the headphones, which aren't very sensitive, but they do work. So they work as a good microphone for now, I guess. So yeah. So it's time to officially switch over to screen mode so we can start.
Okay, so we're now in screen recording mode officially, and so once your iPod is done syncing, as mine is right here, what you're then gonna want to do is, again, if you haven't already, plug in your little media stick if you haven't yet, like your USB flash drive if you haven't yet, and then click check for update. I am not connected to the internet. Huh. That is very strange. That's very interesting. I am connected to the internet, in fact. Hold on, let me do some checks here, because this is not